Welcome back, everybody, to my last brain cell. Happy Tuesday. Happy December. You feel me? We are officially in the last month of the year. How crazy is that? With being the last month of the year, that also means it's officially my birthday month, baby. The countdown begins. Now, transparency, this is being recorded before that, but when this drops, I'm pretty sure there's like 17 days till my birthday. I'm the 19th of December. I'm pretty sure this following Tuesday, like the Tuesday this is posting, is going to be the 2nd. So, but yeah, anyway, happy December, happy Tuesday. I hope you all had a phenomenal Thanksgiving. I hope you ate your fill. I hope you had a chance to spend time with your loved ones. I hope you were able to show your gratitude for all the things that you've been able to get through this year. We've almost made it through another 365, and that's nothing short of a blessing in itself, y'all. So I hope that you were able to give thanks, and I hope that you are actually grateful for what you have around you. Yeah, I'm not gonna continue to do the housekeeping. You feel me? Y'all know what it is by now. I don't got much going on. It's gonna be a couple of yap sessions from here until the new year while I figure out some stuff and continue to plot to make things better for you. With that said, though, question of the day. Now, today's question of the day is going to be a tad bit spoiler-ish. So if you are an anime only for what I'm about to talk about, which is going to be My Hero Academia, then you should avoid this. Now, I know, and actually, even if you're an anime only, you're probably going to be safe. So here's my question. My question of the day is, do you think the My Hero final season has done the finale of Horikoshi's manga justice? Because me personally, I was getting sick and tired of My Hero Academia. Now, I read My Hero Academia, right? Because obviously the manga is done and has been done for some time. At least a year, right? The manga has been done. So I have been reading it for I've been reading it for a long time. I don't remember when I started reading, I want to say I started reading after the overhaul arc. So I want to say I didn't know about Deku and his infinite power, like with Eri during that arc, but I definitely was reading like during Dark Deku. Like I remember there are certain things I really remember. I remember reading Gentle Criminal. I remember reading the League of Villains, like when it became My Villain Academia. Like that's around the time that I started to read, right? So it was around that time that the anime also started to piss me off because My Villain Academia felt so alive in the manga, right? And I guess because I was living it week by week and I didn't really take into consideration the pacing in which the anime does the chapters, I felt like it was rushed. I felt like it wasn't given the justice. My biggest complaint when it came to the animation for My Hero is that My Hero, a lot of it's darker than what Bones, I think it's Bones that animates My Hero, or whoever studio it is. It's darker than what they make it out to be. It's always sunny. They don't make it dark enough. Like when My Villain Academia was coming out, we should have had some crazy animation personally, and it should have been darker in color. It should not have been as bright and hopeful. There were no heroes involved at all. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? So I was really getting sick and tired of them. And then when Dark Deku came out in the manga, I was like, yo, I really hope the anime does this justice, because they seem to do fine being the operative word, like for the beginning of the war, right? Like when Deku, Endeavor, and Bakugo and Todoroki were fighting Shigaraki, that was fight. When Mirko popped into the Nomu camp and was snapping, like I was like, oh, okay, Bones, I have faith in y'all again, right? But Then my faith shifted away from not having faith in Bones to not having faith in Horikoshi, because as I was reading it, and if you read it too, the parts like in the midst of the war, we were only getting but so many pages in the manga. Now, for those of you who don't read manga, it's not like reading a book, right? Because, like, for example, Gone Girl, right? If I read 14 pages in Gone Girl, A, it's going to take a while because it's all words, and B, you're going to get a lot of information. Not that you don't get a lot of information in manga, but when you have a lot of fight scenes, it's mainly art. The manga is the art. The anime is based on the art in the manga, right? So if I'm getting 14 pages, right, which could be a page of talking, a couple of double spreads because you got to make the art look crazy. You know what I mean? Like, imagine like when Toga and Ochaka were fighting the Dead Man's Parade. That was a double spread. You weren't gonna fit that on one. Like, the impact of that panel was insane. That had to be a double spread, which is why it was so gigantic in the anime. Like, same with I want to say when Ochaka made them lift. Like, that was a double spread. So if you're getting 14 pages and 3 of them are double spreads, you're really getting like 7, 8 pages. And then we were getting like 3 pages, 3 weeks of that, then no chapter, 3 weeks, then no chapter, then a chapter, then no chapter. It was like back and forth. And the last what felt like year of him writing this manga, the pacing was so horrible that as a weekly manga reader, I was getting sick and tired of it. Now, I read the entirety of My Hero. I never quit partway through. I felt like I had to see it through. Now, reading it again, I was like, man, I don't know what they're gonna do for this for these like last couple of seasons. So when season 7 was announced, I obviously tuned in because I wanted to see how Bones was going to handle some of the things, and they did fine. The animation wasn't bad or anything, and like I thought they did great. But when the trailers for season 8 started to come out, and they weren't showing anything, it made me realize, oh, right, they can't show much because there's only but so much that happens, and anything they show will be a spoiler. Like, imagine if in the trailer you saw Bakugo come back and you're like, I thought Bakugo was dead. Imagine if in the trailer you saw Deku throwing the quirks at Shigaraki. What the fuck is going on? You feel me? Like, there'd be too many things. Like, there was, and it's not even, I guess, necessarily spoilers because the information is out there, but they probably have respect for those who only are anime only. So once again, my question to you guys is, do you think this final season has put respect on Horikoshi's name for the finale of My Hero? Because personally, I do. I think it's made his final pages so much better. I'll be honest, there are some anime that I get emotional watching. I've been emotional watching One Piece, like I've been emotional watching Fullmetal Alchemist. Like, there have been anime that got me. My Hero was never one of them. I don't even watch My Hero for Deku. I watched it for All Might. That's what got the All Might versus Nomu fight in season 1 is the main reason I even started watching My Hero Academia. You feel me? I don't watch it for Deku. Damn, where was I going with that? All the Deku Thunder kind of made me upset, obviously. That's crazy. I lost my entire train of thought because I was definitely getting ready to slander Deku something fearsome. Oh boy. But yeah, anyway, this final season has been fantastic. Oh, getting emotional. So I don't get emotional watching these anime or this anime, but the way that the episodes have been directed and choreographed, especially the episode that just came out before the recording of this episode. So the episode that would have been the final fight episode before we get into the epilogue, right? Leading up to Deku's final punch on All for One was crazy. I felt like I was about to root for him my damn self because it was great. They directed that beautifully. Pacing was beautiful. Animation, everything about that episode and that scene was spectacular. But again, this whole final season has been great. Like amazing. From animation to I think the voice actors are kicking it up a notch. Like everything about this season has been spectacular. Bones needed to be treating this season or this show like this season all along. Yeah, but I'm really glad that they are closing off this story the way they are. My Hero, you will go down as a legendary series. I can't speak for the manga. And I've heard somewhere that you shouldn't be judgmental of the manga in the weekly status, and you should judge it off the volume like books, which is probably fair because there's extra art I hear always added to the volumes. But as a weekly manga reader, I was disappointed. But as an anime watcher, your legend lives on. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And like we've been doing, I'm just gonna swiftly move along. Now, last time we talked season 2, and I told you I was only partway through season 3. Well, guess what? Because I knew that I was going to sit down today and record, I made sure that I got through season 3 for you. You're welcome. Now, here is my review as a nigga who's never seen The Wire ever before season 3. So I kind of want to give each season like a theme or a name, right? So season 1 was like McNulty's like revenge story. Like that was his personal vendetta, right? Season 2 was about the docks, and season 3 is about war. It's woo. Okay, all right. I truthfully don't remember how season 3 began. Okay, they were chasing some guy named Kentrell, and I don't even remember why. Okay, but eventually the Wire gets picked back. Man, I'm not telling you there's so many details I don't even remember, but there's so much that I know is super pertinent. So boom. The most important thing to know is that Avon gets out of jail. Avon free, right? Remember I told y'all back in season 2, he made that plea with the officers in the jail, like, yo, like I just found this shit for y'all. Like, yo, what you talking about? I put y'all on the game, like, yo, under that deal, get me out of here. So he was supposed to spend 7 years in jail, ended up spending less than 2, right? So he's out. So him and his boys, they getting right again, blah, 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 right? And at the same time that he get out, yeah, another cat get out. And now this cat used to roll with Avon, but he been locked up for time, right? So they get him out, and now he's teeter-tottering between what he wants to do with his life. Because he's trying to figure out if he wants to go the straight and narrow, if he want to go back into this hood life. So he's teeter-tottering. And I'll give you his story right now. I end up liking this character. His street name was Cuddy, but his name is Dennis. And at the end of the day, he ends up figuring out a way to be in the streets, but off the streets, right? So he takes a lot of the youth that don't have shit to do and opens up a boxing gym for them to like not fuck around in, but to blow off steam the right way and to train them to keep them productive. It's great. Close out that character arc for you right there. So anyway, right, so Avon gets out, him and his boys do his thing. Now Stringer been doing some crazy shit, right? Because some things that I forgot from season 2. Now, Avon was fighting to keep his corners, right? So he hired outside muscle because he felt that Stringer wasn't doing his job. You feel me? So he hired a brother from New York called Brother Monsoon. Brother Monsoon is known to not fuck around. You feel me? And they mainly got him because I don't remember if it was for Omar, if it was just to hold down the corners. I think it was the latter because this is when Avon was in jail, right? Stringer ends up convincing Omar, the gay thug nigga, that Brother Monsoon was the one that killed his boy. Because Omar was still holding the vendetta for his boy being murdered by Avon people. But Stringer was like, that wasn't us, yo. It was this dude. So Omar ended up pulling up on Brother Monsoon, right? This is back in season 2. Omar ended up pulling up on Brother Monsoon and shooting him. And he's like, oh, I guess you want to know what this is for? Brother Monsoon's like, I didn't kill plenty of niggas before, you feel me? So whatever it is, it is. And he's like, you did this and blah, 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 blah. You tortured my boy. He was like, that ain't my game, dog. That's not something that I would do. You got the wrong brother. And Omar believed him, rightfully so. So he let him live. But Brother Monsoon was like, nah, I've been set up. So he cut ties with Avon and he left out of town. He come back into town because he's looking for Omar. Because Omar still shot him at the end of the day. You feel me? So now in season 3, Brother Monsoon has pulled back up into town and he's looking for Omar, right? I'm gonna take that, put that bitch to the side. You feel me? So Stringer now is trying to he's trying to play the legal game. He's trying to get Avon to stay off the streets, to come into the legal circle with him. But Avon's like, nah, fuck that, because this is a young nigga named Marlo trying to take all these corners, and he's like, nah, Avon home. You feel me? Fuck this Marlo nigga. We gotta get him the fuck up out of here. You feel me? These is my streets. So he's ready to wage war. Like war. There's niggas is dying every day, B. Niggas is dying every day in Baltimore, B, and it's bananas. So because of this, the cops is all on a frenzy. Like, yo, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna drop? We gotta work on our statistics. People are dying, drugs is being sold, this and the third. That the neighborhoods aren't safe. So one cop decides he gonna put some of all the drug dealers in specific parts of his zone to make it so that the neighborhoods that are neighborhoods and have like families and all these things can continue to thrive, and the spots that really don't have much going on can basically be like drug alleys. Not even alleys. Those were drug hoods. Like he made little drug towns. It was crazy. They called it a little Amsterdam. You feel me? It was nuts. So mad shit's going on. So basically it's just like a free for all with drugs. Like the dealers are able to deal in those spots specifically, and the users are able to use in those spots specifically, right? So so Avon, but so besides all that happening, Avon's like, yo, we got to figure out how to keep these corners. We got to figure out how to keep these corners. So he's ready to wage war with Marlo. Marlo killed some of his people. He killed some of Marlo people. Boom, ba, boom. Right? Oh my god, it's so fucking great. When I tell you I absorbed so much information today, it's actually bonkers. So fast forward a bit. Because Stringer's trying to figure out how to maneuver in this legal life, he's talking to somebody. I don't even know who the nigga really is. But the nigga name is Clay Davis. He's some type of politician, some type of money maker, move or whatever, right? So he got Stringer in his pocket. But Stringer's an idiot because Stringer don't really understand ball like that in that circle. You feel me? So he's paying this nigga to get shit done. And ain't shit getting done. And he's getting tight because he's like, yo, what's going on? Why isn't this happening? Blah, blah, blah. Like, yo, let's figure this out, right? So he's getting antsier and antsier and antsier. And Avon's like, yo, brother, you gotta chill, relax. Like, yo, come do this and the third, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, nah, Avon, you gotta come this way. So they're playing tug of war with each other, trying to get each other to see each other's sides, right? So I'm gonna take this story from earlier and pop it right back here. So now, Brother Monsoon pull up on Avon, and he's like, so this nigga named Omar, blah, blah, blah. Because Brother Monsoon, first of all, wanted to go see Omar. So he ends up kidnapping one of Omar people, not killing him though, but kidnapping him just so he could find Omar. So him and Omar parlay. So after that parlay, he catch up with Avon. He's like, listen, your mans did me wrong, blah, blah, blah. And Avon's like, yo, what? What you mean my mans did you wrong? Like, nah, it can't be. He goes, nah, because you see, Omar said it was this and a third. And he's like, damn, I say less. So then on top of all of this, yeah, remember how I told y'all about old boy Avon nephew who who allegedly killed himself in jail but was murdered? And the whole time I thought it was Avon. Maybe because I wasn't paying attention, but I thought it was Avon who set that shit up and was just faking it like, damn, this is crazy, right? Nah, whole time, bro. Stringer motherfucking Bell set that shit up, bro. So peep game, right? Peep game, right? McNulty had reached out to D'Angelo's baby moms, right? Baby moms reached out to Stringer about it. And Stringer's like, all right, leave it alone. Baby moms is like, I'm not leaving it alone. Reaches out to D'Angelo's moms. D'Angelo moms is like, yo, what's going on? So she reached out to the cop, right? So the baby moms tell Stringer, like, yo, I told his mom. And he's like, what the fuck you do that for? He's like, yo, that's still his mom. What the fuck you freaking out for? But Stringer is freaking out. So then Stringer go tell Avon. Like, yo, Stringer, just, no, tell a lie. No, that's right. Stringer go tell Avon, like, yo, Avon, you need to know something. He's like, yo, this cop poking around and saying that blah, blah, blah. He's like, yo, I don't know why he's doing that. And he's like, Stringer's like, yeah, because it wasn't a suicide. Avon like, what? He go, yo, man, he would have flipped. You said it yourself. No one could get him to relax. He wasn't going to hold it down, blah, blah, blah. We threw all those years at him. So Avon freaking out. He's like, yo, what you do that for? But Stringer's like, nah, you know I was right. Avon's like, say less. The D'Angelo's mom, who's obviously Avon's sister, come to press Avon and Stringer, and she's like, yo, why this cop talking to me? Like, why McNulty coming to talk to me? He's like, yo, it's bullshit. Why you believe in him? He's trying to get in your head, blah, 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 blah. She's like, nah, I don't believe it. They're like, nah, you gotta believe it. Like, I promise you, it's not like that. But she don't believe him. And obviously for good reason. Because Avon being weird, Stringer being mad, like, cold and shit. Like, she know what's good. Not that she know, but, like, she thought her brother did. He's like, nah, I would never do some shit like that. Like, get out of here. But she's like, I'm watching you niggas, right? So she leave, right? I'm missing a bunch of stuff because there's a mayoral thing happening in the background that's really set up for season 4. And I'll get to season 4 at a later date, so I don't want to really touch on that, but just know that in the background there's a lot of political shit going down. The mayor is he's not liked by his peoples. Like, the people supposed to be in his circle, yeah, the police commissioner and a councilman, they feel it's his time to go. But that's for season 4. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up really fast for y'all because here's what ends up happening, right? Avon, so the cops who were doing the wire and shit end up being able to track a bunch of phones that they realized were burner phones to someone who was buying them, right? They set up a sting with my boy Lester and someone else to go sell a bunch of burner phones to this dude, right? So the dude bring all the burner phones back to the hood, right? So boom. So now the cops are trying to watch for the burners because what they're looking for is Stringer Bell. They're still trying to get Stringer because they feel like Stringer not involved, but they know Stringer's involved. You feel me? They end up being able to find Stringer Bell, right? And they were just about to catch him, but Stringer had to go figure out some legal shit, right? Because again, he's still trying to figure out how to get his properties and shit set up so he can get all this money in cash for him that he paid out the ass for. Don't you know Brother Monsoon and Omar pull up on this nigga? And he's like, yo, I'm not strapping up this, blah, blah, blah. And Brother Monsoon's like, yo, your boy gave you up, partner. How you think we knew where you was? Pop his dumb ass. R.I.P. Stringer Bell. And you know what? There was a verse. I've been thinking about this verse for the past week and a half now. Every Stringer Bell needs an Avon. And it was on it's from the song FICO. I don't remember who said it, if it was Malice or Push, because I can't hear the voice and I don't know the rest of the bar, but I want to say it was Malice. Every Stringer Bell needs an Avon. And watching this originally before he got popped, I was like, it should be the other way around. Every Avon needs a Stringer Bell. But then I was like, actually, nah. Once the reveal of, you killed his kin and all this other stuff, I'm like, nah, Stringer going crazy. Like, I understand that he wants to keep it all legal, but like, Stringer going crazy, bro. So Avon had to set shit right. At the end of the day, too, that's like an eye for an eye. You had my nephew killed. You had to go. You feel me? And obviously, Avon people wanted to go get retaliation, thinking it was Marlowe people, but Avon was like, yo, no, chill. Don't even trip. Wasn't even like that. But now, before that's a lie. They were gonna go pull up on him because they felt there was a reason to do it, right? And the cops pull up on old boy anyway. They end up catching him with all the guns and drugs and shit. It was over. And again, I forgot how they even got to him like that, but Avon got locked up again, violated his parole, all types of dumb shit. So that was how season 3 ended. It was crazy. It was war. So Little Amsterdam, right? So they had all the drug dealers and shit there. Once the big wigs got wind of it, it was over. Yeah, the paper came. The town was in uproar about it. But this is what leads to a lot of things in season 4. So I'll be honest, I'm going to put a big pause on The Wire because I'm going to start taking notes, right? I'm going to start season 4 over. I think I watched only maybe 2 episodes, but I'm going to start season 4 over and take notes so I can have some real I want notes like reaction wise. Like that's what I'm going to do for y'all. So yeah. I hope you've been liking these, and if not, I guess don't watch. I don't know. But yeah, man, until next time, because that's all I got for you, believe it or not. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to tell a friend, tell a friend. I keep forgetting to say that. I have to remember to say that. This is King Echo, signing off.